So, you want to build an online course, and you've been wanting to build one for forever, but it's not getting done, and you're starting to realize that you're never going to have the 3 to 6 months of pure focus to be able to figure it all out, get it done, and do it well. Well, what if there was an easier way? What if there was a way to have a team of online course professionals working with you to produce your course far faster and better? My name is Grant Worley, and I'm the founder of Monetize Your Expertise, a course production company that builds courses for experts like you. And in just a second, I want to tell you a little bit more about what we do specifically, but first I want to talk about the importance of online courses in today's business world in general, and how they can get your business to the next level. So if you're watching this video, I'm sure you know about the idea of courses and how they can be absolutely essential for helping you grow your business and getting your message out to the world, right? But beyond that, more specifically, online courses position you as the expert, the go-to expert on your topic. You're the person with the course. It's a way of having a perfect mid-range offering. So this is something which goes really well on the back end of a book that you have published, for example, or as an option for people who cannot afford your consulting or your services. It's a good lower level option for that. Courses are also impactful. They get the message out to the world and can really truly help change people's lives, and that's the kind of feedback that you'll get when you have one. They're also great brand marketing. If you do offer high ticket items, you'll find that once you have a course, you'll actually end up getting a lot more inquiries and interest into your services or whatever you have beyond the course. Whether that's services, consulting, workshops, what have you. Sometimes I also get the question that's something along the lines of, so there's a lot of courses out there already. Is now really a good time to make an online course, or is it kind of a saturated thing to pursue? And it's true, the e-learning space has been exploding, but it's actually projected to continue to rapidly grow over the coming years and coming decade, actually. For example, the global e-learning market was $32.1 billion in 2010, which then exploded to $107 billion in 2015, and is on track to continue that rapid growth up to $325 billion in 2025. So if your course gets done and it helps you enter this e-learning space, it can be an absolute game changer in terms of the industry in general, and also what it can do for you, for your business, and for your customers. So why don't you already have one? Well, after having interviewed and worked with hundreds of CEOs, consultants, authors, thought leaders, and all kinds of people in a variety of industries to work with them on their online courses, the number one issue facing companies today when it comes to creating quality online courses and training is just time, right? There's never enough time, and this is true for pretty much everything in business. And unfortunately, one of the essential things that goes into creating world-class courses is time, right? So for example, one study shows it can take 120 hours of development just to build out the curriculum for 1 hour of course content. And it's quite a bit more once you include things like designing slides, video editing, building PDF workbooks, and all the other steps involved. So obviously it takes quite a bit of time. And there's pretty much no way, if you're a successful business owner or entrepreneur, you've got a lot of things on your plate, there's no way you're going to be able to sit down and just do this all yourself, 99.9% of the time. But one of the things people try and do then to alleviate this issue of not having enough time is just going out and trying to outsource certain elements of the course creation process. You say, hey, I want to build this course, let me go find a freelance writer, a freelance designer, and try and cobble together a team to do this. And that's a great idea. It's definitely better than trying to sit down and do it on your own. But this also generally creates a whole other list of problems that you might not expect going into it. First off, it typically doesn't make a lot of economical sense to hire a team for a one-off project like this. And then if you're not hiring for it, then you're finding independent contractors who aren't really invested into your brand, your company. They don't really know your voice, they don't really know your topic. And then you also have to go through this issue of hiring, training, managing either new employees or contractors, and hoping, and you really hope that the outcome's going to be good. So essentially what you'll find if you choose the freelancer approach is that it's much more of a pain in the butt than you'd expect, and typically the quality will be nowhere near the level that you're expecting or that your customers will expect for your course. I mean, how do you know if a random freelancer is going to be able to capture your voice or your ideas effectively? How are you going to organize working with them? How are you going to review their work? How are you going to train them to do a good job or get them to understand your topic? How do you even know if they can build a good online course at all? For example, a freelance blog writer, there's actually a lot of freelance writers that aren't so good at actually writing course materials, right? It's a different skill set. These are all things that you'd have to figure out or roll the dice on, or wouldn't you rather tap into the talent of a well-trained professional team with a system of course production refined over many years? Wouldn't you rather get this off your plate and have confidence the result's going to be world-class? Think of our company and our team as your online course architects. So this is like building a house. In an ideal world with unlimited time, maybe you could teach yourself how to build a house for yourself. Some people do, right? But most people would vastly prefer to work with an architect and probably a construction company who can take your vision and your ideas about what you want your house to be and package it up with the expertise of the architect who knows how to actually build a house and packages them into something that actually makes sense and actually can build it in the real world. So this results in a much better house that's built much more efficiently, because you can bring the ideas from you about what you want your house to be, and you bring the skill sets of the architect and the construction company and the experience to make sure it gets done in the best way possible, and you also don't have to worry that your house might collapse because you miscalculated the tensile strength of concrete, for example, right? The little logistics like that you wouldn't know until you dive into it. The point being, you have expertise in your topic, and we have a team of experts about courses. Combine the two, really good result. Here at Monetize Your Expertise, we've built a team of professional online course architects, if you will, who can make sure your course is the best it possibly can be while minimizing the amount of work needed from you personally on the project. So your entire course will be completed in about 8 weeks, and during those weeks, you'll be delighted as you can watch your course come together, and you'll always know what's coming next. And our clients typically love working with us because they can mostly just show up and bring their expertise, and we take care of the rest. They get to retain 100% ownership of the product and the course and all of its earnings. As one person put it, there's a certain kind of magic that happens in the process that makes the final product much better than it could have ever been if you try and do it yourself. This is real life feedback that we've gotten from clients. And finally, they know we've got their back, right? This last part's hard to describe, but just as a company and the culture and the values that we bring to the table, we're extremely passionate about doing a great job and building great products for our clients. So let's go through a quick version of specifically how this works. If you'd like to see an in-depth demo video, stick around to the end of this video and you'll learn about how you can get access to a more show don't tell type video which can explain that. The main phases of our project process is, first and foremost, we do a project kickoff. We get super clear on exactly what you want this course to be and what your starting point is. And then the first phase that we move into is called course curriculum development. This is where we build the high-level overview of what the course is going to be with you through a series of interview-based content development calls, as well as independent research on our end. So we work with you to map out exactly what the topic is, what the outcomes for your students are, the modules, lessons, layout of the course, all that good stuff as a whole, so you can see at a high level what the course is going to be. The second phase that we move into then is called lesson plan development. This is once we've signed off on the course curriculum, then we move into actually producing the individual lessons, where we build out the details of what each lesson is specifically going to be, what it's going to cover, all of that. At this stage, we also create the content for any additional materials you might have, such as course workbooks, which will help students follow along with the course, for example. So by the end of phase 2, the entire content for the entire course has been produced. Then as we move into phase 3, it's visual design. So this is once we've got all the content dialed in, it's time to make it visual. We design all of the slides for your entire course, which is usually hundreds and hundreds of slides. We make them beautiful, professional, and we use the best practices of instructional design. We also take the content from the any bonus material alongside those lessons, and we design them as well to make them clear, effective, visually compelling, and professional as well. Phase 4 is recording and editing. At this stage, we just need you to basically sit down and record the raw material for the course based on the lesson plans and the slides that we've built for you. At that point, we take the raw materials and do all the editing to transform it into a final product. So then at the end of 8 weeks, you have your new online course ready to roll. Now the process I just described is a particular one that we've developed over the years, and to be honest, it's a perfect fit for some people, but not a good fit for everyone. And I want to be upfront about that. So companies that should not work with us would be things like Companies that have an in-house course creation department, like you've already got a team built out that can do this, it may not make sense to work with us. Another type of company that probably shouldn't work with us is, or individuals actually, is somebody who really loves to make online courses and you have a lot of free time to dedicate towards it. So it's more about you want to do an online course and you want to do it yourself for the enjoyment of it. At that point, it really makes no sense to work with us, to be quite honest. Now, you should work with us if your time is very valuable and you do not have an unlimited supply of it. You want to build the course and you basically just want it up and running far more than wanting to spend years to trying to learn the ins and outs to become an online course expert yourself. You understand the value of specialization. We do what we do very well, and you do what you do very well, and the combination of those two is far better than either one doing it alone, and you understand that principle. You have a successful business and established expertise in your topic area, because for example, we're typically not a good fit for somebody who's just starting out. And finally, you're inspired about the message that you have to share, and you're excited about the impact you're going to make once you do share it. So, now at this point, hopefully you understand what courses will do for your business, the headaches of trying to sit down and build a course yourself, who should work with us and why, and our innovative process for building world-class courses. So at this point, you probably have a very clear idea about whether or not this is right for you, and you probably have a couple questions that you want answered, and you're curious about knowing the next steps as well. If so, great. Click below to book a call now with one of our online course consultants to discuss your project. This call will help us understand exactly what your goals are for your course, whether or not we're a good fit for you, answer any questions you have about anything about courses or a process, and also lay out the next steps for booking a project with us, but only if it's a good fit. If you've been wanting to build a course for a while, now's the time to get it done. And the first step is taking 10 seconds to book a call right now. So go down right now below this video and grab a time on the calendar. And we're excited to take the next few steps in working with you to build the online course of your dreams. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you on the other side.